Hello, it's Sean. I'm back for more painting on the Auburn. This time I'm going to try the roof. Now, I'm planning on using the clear glue to put the windshield in, and hopefully that will prevent any trouble with the paint spilling onto the into the windshield itself. So we're going to start with, let's see, start with the edges of the window frame here. Just like that, you see? There you go. Just like that. And you go from there and you just paint it manually. I thought about spray painting the entire thing, but I was worried that the spray paint would then land on the outer surface. I probably should have spray painted both the inside and the outside, one after the other, now that I think about it. But I didn't think about that at the time, because I was quite frankly surprised that when I spray painted the inside of the car, the outside I mean, it didn't also land on the inside. So that was quite surprising to me, really. So I'm just going to start by painting the window frames themselves. Kind of like that. Go all the way around and at least lead up to that part, and maybe even the back of this. Well, we'll see. It depends how much is covered up by the stuff, but at least I'll do the roof. So I'll be back when that's done. All right, the phone flashlight and the, but you can see there, see the black? Now what I'm going to try to do next is on the inner part of the hood there. Get all the black in there. I don't know how much needs to be painted, but at least the sidewalls, I think. Alright, so I've done the sides of the engine, the back of the firewall. I'm going to do the roof now, and we'll go from there. It's going to take a bit of time to do the roof, but I don't want to use a thicker brush than the one I already have. So I'll come back when that's done. Be right back. Alright, so I'm back again. So you've got the edges painted. You've got the bottom of the roof painted. You've got the crossbars painted, and you can see how they're already black. So that's all I'm going to do tonight. Leave the car upside down. Take the picture again. Zoom in on the car itself, by itself. Take that picture on all four sides, and that will be the progress for tonight. All right. And as far as the cabin, I still have to wedge the divider in place, kind of like that. But I have to get it, yeah, kind of like that. There you go. There's the divider. Have to get the glass into it so that it doesn't get destroyed. In fact, there's no harm in trying to glue the glass in now. So let's see if that can work. You can see the safety glasses here in step 6 of the interior assembly. So I just have to cut it off and see which way it fits in whilst. So I will be back when I've done that. Or if it doesn't work out. I just noticed something. There are tiny little notches here, 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 and here. And if you look closely at the windshield, you will see There's a notch. There's 2 on the upper side, and there's 1 there. So I might be able to actually get somewhere here. But I am going to use the model glue, of course. So now we know which side they go in, and therefore which way the thing has to lean. So that's most interesting. Let's just see what happens here. So kind of like that. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back again. So I have, I'm marking the guide now with the glass inserted into the, using those notches. I'm glad I didn't cut them off because it looks like they fit into peg holes. And I guess there's no harm in trying to assemble the weapons into the interior bucket. Let's set this aside over here. So now we know that it fits in this way into the interior bucket. That's great. And the photo does bear that in mind. Okay, so let's see if I can wedge the weapons into place and get it. So first, the rightmost weapon, hope you can see, kind of like that. Because if you look closely, there are little notches in the center, in between the 2 silver sections, there and there. And that appears to be where the butt of the weapon is supposed to fit. Kind of like that. You just have to wedge it properly into place. But it is designed to wedge itself in there somehow. Keep adjusting, keep trying. Well, that came down too far, didn't it? It's like it's supposed to wedge just like in there. And yet it falls out. So that may be a bit too ambitious. So I'm just going to leave them in the back seat for now. Kind of like that. Don't try to do too much today or I'll just get too frustrated. So I may have to skip that assembly step entirely. Yeah. I mean, I know you can see them on the cover of the box. There they are inside, but I still don't know how they assemble. But look, see? Black. Interior black all around. So that's great. And there is something more I can do. I can do the, where's the picture? I don't have the white backup lights, but they're marked on the guide. But remember, white backup lights are only lit up when the car's lit up. So I'm going to leave everything as it is now. Let the glue seal around the edges, and I'll come back later when it's time to assemble the barrier in here. And the weapons will be out when I assemble it to the cabin of the car. Because quite frankly, that is the final... Well, that is step 7, as you can see here. That's the next big step. Assemble the windshield into the interior bucket, and then assemble the interior bucket into the car itself. I've already done this step, the firewall. But these have to slip into these 2 slots, which are on either side of the firewall, or they actually go underneath right here. That's where they go. And that should work just fine. Okay. All right. Good. So that's all for now. And we'll see you here next time when I do more. Bye-bye. So this is what it looks like when they're in the driver's seat. Well, the seats. Tila was the only one thin enough to fit behind the driver's seat. He-Man's legs and feet were too thick. There's the back view. Now, of course, it wouldn't look right if with the RoboCop stuff, so you put Tila's staff, her shield, He-Man's shield, He-Man's sword in the back seat. There you go. And then you've got the starboard side and the front again. There's the front. So you can see He-Man's sword and Tila's staff and everything. Actually, there we go. The shields are in the front of the car. So that's what He-Man and Tila look like in the RoboCop car. Here we go. So looking for pictures on the RoboCop car, look. Completely black wheels. See? Even on the old AMT model kit, which look at that. I got mine for $30. That one's $242 Canadian. Yeah, everything's showing black wheels. So I'm going to go change the guide to compensate. Now you see how I've already made a light gray base on the wheel? Well, that's because you have to account for the color change. Oh. So here's the guide. You see? Orange means don't use it, so don't make it tester steel. Don't make that steel either. Don't make that dark silver. Keep it flat black, just like everything else. White backup lights include, yes. And black everywhere else. Because it's difficult to get the black on just on the chrome itself, I'm giving it a light gray base first to cover up the thing, and then I'll go black over it once it's dry. And I'll do that, repeat that with all 4 wheels. And of course, since this is the one wheel that still won't stay on the axle, I'm going to have to paint more black in there as well. But that's good. It'll look more accurate by the time I'm done. So the callouts on the kit aren't exactly accurate to the movie from what I've been able to see. Alright, I'm back for a bit more progress on the RoboCop car. I managed to get the windshield section inserted this time. You can see it on the instructions here. Not the interior bucket yet because the partition is trying to dry in place. I may remove it if it proves to be problematic. But here is the windshield inserted, both front and back. And taking a look, I managed not to get glue onto the windshield itself, just the under edges. So we're in good shape here. We're in very good shape. So I just leave it as it is, don't touch it. And there's not going to be much to do at the Hobby Club meeting except the final assembly. I've already put this piece in place. It didn't interfere with placing the windshield in, so I am hopeful that it won't interfere with being able to fit the main inner bucket into those 2 slots. Yeah, everything should be fine. But as I said, here's the bucket with the partition. Now that's about as much as I could get it to glue in place. The rifles will stay in the passenger seat, so it's easier for him to reach. If the partition comes out when I'm assembling the interior bucket, I will just leave the partition alone. And got a bit gluey trying to fit it in place, and then the glass tried to come out again, even though it was in place with the notches. So let's see what's next. Well, that's interesting. So you fit the car into the body, then you fit the body onto the chassis, then you attach other stuff, probably before you fit it in place, and hope it fits over, and then you do engine compartment stuff. You already attached that to the body, though you haven't attached part 7 yet to the chassis. I'm not doing that until it's attached to the body. Don't want to get it in the way. Look at that gap there. Don't know what that gap is for. That's strange. And then you already attached the bumpers. Haven't attached the mirrors yet. The hood is not attached because it's supposed to be removable. The wheels have been assembled. There's not much here because you just have to assemble the wheels. Oh, the backlights, yes. Before you even attach the body, I want to attach the backlights so you can get at it from the back and glue them from the back so you don't risk gluing them from the front. All right, well, I guess that's about it because everything else is just detail painting, though I have modified it so it's just black like in the reference photos. Oh, and I can do the custom RoboCop. Okay, so it's getting there. It's almost done. It's in 3 main pieces right now, so that's a relief. And here it is, step 11, where you assemble the pieces for the clear parts. The red and blue and everything. That'll be also something I can work on at the Hobby Club meeting. Okay, so we're making progress. Anyway. And I guess since you have done all you can on step 6, that's about as much as I can do. So I'm going to say that the interior assembly is as complete as I care to make it. Couldn't fit the rifles in place for whatever reason. They just wouldn't stay. Paint interior flat black, yes. Well, I did that. All right. So step 6 is done. So you just turn everything so you're focused on step 7 entirely. There. Okay. So that's all for now. That is progress on the car. And we just let it sit and don't disturb it in any way because there's not much else to do at this time. And of course, I will bring along the Aztec decals from the... Oh dear, that's a glare. The Aztec decals from the 1000 scale Discovery Enterprise, so I can continue working on some of the larger sections with the iridescent paint on those gray patterns there. But I'm wondering, should I put the iridescent over the gray, or should I try to put it on the bare parts of the hull that will be visible in between them? I think the gray is better. If you're trying to make the gray look a bit better, a bit less harsh. Just haven't had the flip-flopping I've had with the other one yet, but we'll see how it goes. All right, that's all for now, and I'll try to do some more tomorrow. This is Sunday the 23rd, by the way, of February.